Hi, welcome beautiful souls. Deborah O'Neill here from blissbe.me, Integrative Holistic Health. I'm a certified holistic practitioner, and I love to work in the modalities of a certified advanced integrative energy healing practitioner, Himalayan yoga and meditation teacher and initiate. I also work with the works of Rob Williams and his site K. That kicks your limiting beliefs to the curb with ease and grace and makes space for you to be the best you can be. I have continued studies in the professional series of the Healing Oil Collective, which was working with beautiful essential oils, and regular continued studies in shamanism. So welcome here. To a place where I am choosing to share because I so deeply care that we all have the birthright of living our best life. And to me, that's bliss. blissbe.me, absolutely. And we're working within the emotional in the that week, working just coming out of the emotional and into the elemental part of the body that's represented as fire in the solar plexus. And working with the mental body of the field. So we're bringing those two together, and we're being aware, inviting you to be aware of what sort of emotions are coming up in this area of fire, where we have our passion and our will and our self-confidence and self-esteem, where we're building our dreams and we're living in our dreams. Good morning, Carl. Thank you for being here. And while we're building up those dreams, guess what? We'll have the ego, and we'll have those limiting beliefs that I so love to rid the body of with the works of kinesiology and muscle testing through Site K. So, and I can do that at a distance. So if you're interested in kicking some of those beliefs that are coming up for you to the curb, I'm with you. I'm with you on this journey. Some of those things that I wanted to reference with regards to what the dark opposites might be that are coming up in this area of the Manipura. It's often represented as the city of jewels. And I like to think of it as sort of our excavation site where we pull out our shovels or our big diggers, those big cats, and we're mining for those diamonds. And when we find them, we've got to wipe them off. We've got to give them a little scrub, and sometimes we've got to put them under a little pressure in order to get it to shine bright. And I want you to shine as bright as possible. So we might have to do some work, and we can only do the work if we're aware. And we can only be aware if we're in the present moment. If we're living in the past, there's no way we can be present here. And if we're living in the future, there's no way we can be present here. So some of the key things that we've worked with is we've gone up from the physical body, creating the safety container, up into the emotional body, checking in and doing some felt sense and starting that inner intelligence and that inner awareness with the inner part of us, as opposed to, and including the external part of us and our environments. Now we're working with the passion side and building our dreams, because our mind doesn't know any different from a dream or imagination to reality. So we're brain training this to allow us to live our best life. So some of the dark opposites. If you're recognizing that you're powering over other people, guess what's going on? Guess it's your fire section, right? So, but we want to be in a place of witness and grace and compassion for ourselves. We don't want to start beating ourselves up, because then that's like attracts like. So guess what we're going to be emitting? Negative emotions attract negative emotions. We're magnetic. The world is magnetic. So keep that in mind. With that, we have that contraction of our energy. And if you're experiencing arrogance, guess where that is? So those would be more of our dominant with your ego. They'll not be happy. You know, you're not going to be happy with your situation in your life. So if you're not happy with your situation in life, then this is the area that we're working with. And we have a choice whether we're so do I have my little sheet? Let's see if I have my sheet. Let's go back to this vortex, right? We've got the involution, which is our self-destruction, our self-sabotage, our lower vital, that's our trickster. So that's all in here. And that's that downward spiral. But we need the involution because it's the contrast for us to have the evolution. So the evolution takes us, that's what we're working up. We're working up the evolution, but we've got to work with the involution. And there's our little witness. We don't want to go into the vortex of the involution because that's where our sympathetic breath is. That's where our destructive ego is. That's where we're going to get our needs met destructively as opposed to getting our needs met constructively. We have a driving need for connection. Is it with people? Is it with spirit? Or is it with drugs and alcohol? You know what I'm saying? So that's where we got to check in. Do a little check mark, find out where you're at, make a plan. This is where we make the plan. And then this is where it's like, who do you think you are? You're not good enough. You're not worthy of that. So that's what this is a big section. We've got a couple more days here in this section. So I wanted to really, really wanted to make sure that we're getting it. And I really encourage you to put the pen to paper because nobody else can. I'd love to hear how you're doing. If you need any assistance, let me know. We can do a guidance call quite easily. We can work with limiting beliefs quite easily. And I can actually work with the energy healing, working with the energy centers and doing a balance and seeing where it's at through distance as well. Because like I said, we are working with the collective. So as much as what's going on out there, and supporting all those people that maybe can't flick that switch, by us flicking our switch, we are then we're creating the momentum to where we want society to be, or where we want to be, and where like attracts like, where positive attracts positive. So we're raising our vibration. The earth hertz are like 7 to 12, 25 hertz, and that's our healing hertz. So we need to always stay connected to the earth. And by doing that, that allows us to rise up into our higher self, into a higher level of clarity, being like that monk sitting on the top of the mountain with a broader view. Yeah. I so hope you'll join me. I'm so glad you're here and are joining me. So what we're working with is we're working with energetic blocks, and sometimes that can shut down your fire. And I wanted to let you know, I'm looking at what's called the Chakra Bible. So in the emotional zone, I was working with a book called Focusing, and I always believe that whatever's spoken sort of hasn't been written or spoken previously. So when somebody gets a book out, I like to honor the person that did the book. Because I have two books in the work. One's a cookbook. Well, I have two cookbooks in the works. One's a carnivore going vegetarian, pescatarian, and the other one's going pescatarian, vegetarian to vegan. So, and then I have another book in the works, which is more based on energy-focused work. When we compromise this area of the body, we compromise all of the body, because this is the whole body and the whole system. So it's important that we really work with this area, and it's also very important that we ask, because when we come up into the upper level, into the heart, into air, and then up into the etheric, thy will over my will. And then we come up into the ajna, which is our clarity and even more intuition. And then we come into sarahasara, and then there's also energy points above our actual physical body as well that help us to guide us along. So basically we're in that creative areas, and then we're creating our clarity of what we wanted and what's wanted and unwanted, and the situation that we're in is so ripe for knowing what we don't want. Or, maybe it was ripe for figuring out what I do want. People are walking around going, who would have known that I love working from home? I love that isolation. I'm far more productive. Or some people are going, oh gosh, somebody let me out of the house. Cabin fever, so they call it. And then we go into asking. So once we figure out what it is that we want, hi Marilyn. Oh, Marlina. Hi, Marlina. Nice to have you here. Then we go into asking. That's working with that non-physical, whether it's astrological or whether it's guides or spirits or whatever it is that you are experiencing in your own environment. Because when we get into receiving mode, different things start to show up, and you go, "Wow, I had a dream about my great-great-grandfather." Well, be curious about that. Or as I share some of the planetary stuff, or dig deeper into the astrology and planetary stuff for yourself. And that's part of leaning into our strengths, which is so vital in this area. As you can tell, there's a lot that comes up in this area. So as we were journeying it through it, I had to put on my cozy sweater. I had to put on that beautiful necklace that had a beautiful memory for me. I didn't have to, I chose to. It was part of my toolkit of what I write down, that if I'm feeling blue or I'm a little under the weather or I need a little pick-me-up, what is it? What is it that it works for you? This is my love mug. It's filled with my beautiful chai tea that I make. I've got my alkaline water here that I have on different parts of my environment so that I can make sure I get my water in. I can't stress it enough. Because it's on you, for you, by you. So let's get our feet into the floor. Feet into the floor, and let's go into our grounding. Bring in our etheric feet or our tree roots, bringing them down. We'll do a little quicker today. So straight down, through the rocks, through the molten, down towards that crystalline core, that bright, shiny object. Beautiful crystalline core. Wrap the etheric feet or the roots around your image of the crystalline core and allow that Mother Earth energy to come up that fine line that you've created. Turn on your sensories, see what you're feeling. As we turn on our sensories, the neurons, they build, they grow more neurons. So not only it will be represented in this exercise, this grounding, centering, aligning, it'll be represented in everything, all parts of our life. And let's bring it up through the legs, into the hips, the lower abdomen. Ensure that our deep diaphragmatic breath is engaged. And into the upper abdomen. Bring it into the heart. Expand the heart. We'll be working with the heart area next. It's so beautiful and delicious, the work that we'll be doing. And expand that and allow that Mother Earth energy to roll over our shoulders and take the weight of the world off our shoulders and down our arms and into our hands. And up into the neck and the head. This really is a vibrational reality. It's really, really beautiful, and up in and up, straight up. We're centering into the bringing up the Mother Earth energy and cascading it down the outside of our body. And soon we'll be able to blend all the pieces together instead of having to do them individually. We'll be like up, centering and aligning. And mind you, I still do the washing over because it's a beautiful sensory experience. And then take our centering line, our Hara line, straight up to divine, source, creator, Mother, Father Sky, higher self. Bring it up. And allow this golden white energy, this golden white light, this beautiful divine creator source energy, higher self energy to cascade down that line that we've created, that you've created, that fine line, and into the Sahasrara, into the seventh chakra, and inside all of the whole head and the throat, the shoulders. Same thing, down the arms, into the hands, bring it into the heart. Mix that Mother Earth energy and that divine creative source energy in the heart, our largest energy center in our whole major chakra system, and into the upper abdomen, the lower abdomen. Take a nice deep breath, expand the sides, that four-pointed breath. Filling every space and every cell with this divine light, this beautiful, sparkly, effervescent, golden white light into the hips, down the legs, into the feet, and bringing these two energies together. This beautiful space where we're blending two different vibrational forces into this vibrational force. See if you can sense that rhythm. Both parts of those energies breathe as we breathe. The whole world breathes. The whole world is one big torus of energy lapsing around. The planets are another form of energy. It takes energy to create that movement. It's the vibration, that ripple that gets everything moving. You sort of get that buzz, that little buzz feeling, whether it's grand or insignificant. It's kind of like we're tuned in. We are tuned in. We're not kind of like, we are tuned in. We're in that receiving mode. That mode that, when a worrisome thought comes up, you open to it, you feel it, you let it go. You let it go. This is the area that when you get impulses to do something, or an eagerness or a willingness or a great new idea, that means, you're on point, you're thinking clearly. Yesterday I got caught in a rainstorm here on the mountain. It just came out of nowhere, and being on the West Coast, I experience a lot of rain. And in order to not get that sort of seasonal disorder where you don't see the sun for a while, I'm choosing to look at the rain with a new light of abundance, and recognizing I got caught in a rainstorm of abundance. I got caught in the delight of abundance. And it took me back to the Maldives, when I was in the Maldives, and same thing. There was a beautiful tropical storm that came up, and my colleague and I, Ali, would be outside dancing in the rain, just with our tongues out as this warm rain just pounded down on us. It was such a beautiful, significant memory that I have with joy. Joy is raining. Joy is raining down on me. Okay, let's go into our mantra meditation, bringing in the so, inhaling so, and exhaling hum. And inhaling so, and exhaling hum. Inhaling so, and exhaling hum. And we can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 3, 2, 1. So that's just on the higher abdomen, 2, 1. I'll hold our little cards while we're going through our meditation. I invite you to be aware and look for things that that make you feel good. Positive things. Positive people. And send, if they're not positive, send them love and light, acceptance. And know that we mirror our neurons out. So we could even be doing our foot regulation underneath the table, or while we're sitting on the couch or the chair. And it affects our environment, our whole environment. It's important that we check in and say, what am I contributing to my environment on the positive side? What are you contributing to your environment on the positive side? And in times like this, sometimes we just need to be the ambassadors to notch it up a little bit. Nice smooth breath in. Nice smooth breath out. No noise. No jerks. No judgment. Thank you so much for sitting with me today. Our offering for today is so appropriate for the chakra area. You're ready now to have the life you've always wanted. You are ready now to have the life you've always wanted. Yes, you are. Yes, I am. It's our birthright. Let's live our birthright. Starting right now.